When it comes to enhancing the human body, it's said that the rich rely on technology, while the poor rely on mutations. In reality, these correspond to two methods: mechanical ascension and genetic ascension. Mechanical ascension is great. The good part is that the high-tech version can make ordinary arms look really impressive. But even if it's just a mechanical arm installed, it can have a dramatic impact. As we mentioned earlier, mechanical ascension also has many flaws. For instance, if you want to change your mechanical arm, you first have to get rid of the original one. Forget about whether you can go through with it emotionally. Even if you replace your body with a machine, no matter how strong you are, can you beat an excavator? It's always a battle of strength. Even if you're stronger than steel, if you're facing a bulldozer, there's not much to boast about. Humans already have the ability to create and use machines, so why would you want to turn yourself into a machine? In a game, it might be cool to turn your arms into mantis blades, but in reality, how could you still embrace someone you love? A woman wants a warm, strong arm, not a cold, mechanical one. So, the biggest problem with mechanical ascension is that it takes away the most basic joys of being human. Is it that the world isn't colorful enough, or the romance isn't romantic enough? Do we really need to turn ourselves into machines? Some things are better as they are. In the game Cyberpunk 2077, people who over-mechanize themselves develop cyberpsychosis. Similarly, in real life, removing your original limbs can cause intense pain. If you're removing both arms and legs and replacing them with mechanical ones, the pain might be unbearable. Furthermore, the durability and resistance too. Interference of mechanical bodies may not be stronger than that of flesh and blood. If everyone turns into cybernetic people, one strong earthquake could lead to a cyber apocalypse. In contrast, genetic ascension has a distinct advantage. While enhancing the body, it allows you to maintain your natural desires. Don't underestimate human desires. They are a crucial foundation for our existence. I may have the steel will to endure torture, but if you offer me a beautiful woman, my soft spot would be tested. Why do we ascend? It's to live better, to be able to eat what we want and do what we enjoy. If you turn into a complete machine, you may not even be able to do those little things that satisfy your genes, let alone experience real pleasure. Genetic ascension allows us to keep the human appearance while becoming taller and more handsome. That's the most important part. We men can't always live in our cyber fantasies. We must open our eyes to the world. Women like a handsome face, not a bunch of metal parts. Imagine if you modify your genes to become a 6'1", 1.85 handsome man. People would take notice. What, you have a mechanical arm? That doesn't compare to my 6'1" height and my handsome face. Genetic ascension also has another major advantage. It can enhance the brain. If you have the brain of an AI assistant, looking at others would be like viewing primitive humans. I once saw a movie called Limitless, where the protagonist enhanced his brain and could accomplish anything effortlessly. Write a best-selling book in one night, play the piano after seeing it once, and make money from ancient poetry with ease. Even the coldest woman couldn't resist him. But when it comes to brain enhancements, genetic ascension and mechanical enhancements are not even comparable. While others might be struggling, you'll still be there, messing around with your mechanical arm. Genetic ascension has advantages, but it also has flaws. As we discussed in previous videos, human genes are like a pile of ancient codes that have accumulated over billions of years. There are no documents or interfaces to them. Modern gene sequencing is just a preliminary pass at reading through these codes to find usable programs. We're still far from fully understanding how these programs interact. What's worse is that the seemingly dead genes might not actually be dead. We might mistakenly perceive them as such because we don't understand them. So, genetic ascension involves editing certain parts of these dead genetic codes without altering the entire genetic code, which is extremely difficult. Mechanical ascension, on the other hand, is much simpler. It's like starting a new project where the materials and structures are already understood, making it safer and more reliable. If something goes wrong, you can fix it, but with genetic ascension, even a small mistake can cause a chain reaction of failures. In movies, the idea of a single injection granting genetic ascension is not realistic. Changing all the cells in an adult's body is nearly impossible. Actual genetic editing would likely have to start from the embryonic stage. This means you could only genetically modify your unborn child, not yourself. So, if you notice that your son's genes are different from yours in the future, you'll have to reflect on life while thinking about your growing green hat, an expression for an emasculated man. In the future, after genetic editing, your child's genes might not even resemble yours. That's the power of technology. Even if both methods, mechanical and genetic ascension, become possible, the consequences of genetic ascension will likely be much scarier than mechanical ascension. If humanity could fully control genetic modification, the world could truly become like what we see in movies. Some people might be destined to become athletes, others scientists, and some will be doomed to serve as mere workers. The trajectory of a person's life would be decided before they were even born, and that's the most terrifying part. Imagine hearing a name, and a chill runs down your spine.